We're a couple weeks away from talking about the best book of the year, but what was the best cover of the year? Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brie and this is 4 Paws in a Book. The end of the year always has some room for some fun, goofy content, and today that's what we're doing. I am going to make a bracket of the best covers that I read this year. If you're new here, hi, I like pretty books. Cover buys get me. I'm sorry, I see a pretty book, I want the pretty book. And I read a bunch of books that had really pretty covers this year, and I thought, why not talk about it? It's just gonna be a fun game. I've made a bracket, and that's how we're going to decide what the best cover of the year is. There is no science behind it, but you know what? Art is subjective. I've read close to 200 books this year, and so I went to Goodreads onto the 2024 challenge where all of the books show up and their covers, and I picked out the 32 that I thought had the best covers. And we're going to go from there down to the best cover. Now, a couple of rules for this. If there were multiples in a series, I just picked one because that didn't seem fair. And then I'm randomly putting them into a bracket, so I have no idea what's going up against each other. The computer did that. All right, so here are the 32 books that I have added. We'll go through them in detail as they come up in the matchup mode, but here's the first 32, and with that, here is our first competition, our first bracket. We have Godkiller by Hannah Kaner versus Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Now, I am only talking about the covers in this challenge, in this competition. We are not talking about the words inside the page. So there will be books on here that I didn't necessarily love, but I love their covers. And you know what? I actually think that that's going to be the case with this one, because Godkiller I only gave 3 stars, Quicksilver I gave 5 stars, but I think Godkiller has the better cover. Listen, Godkiller and that whole series have stunning covers, and I wish I liked those books more because I love their covers. The moon, the stag, it's stunning, okay? It's stunning. So it's going to win the first bracket. Okay, the second matchup here, we have Bonded by Thorns by Elizabeth Helen, which is just this stunning, stunning book with the flowers, and the script is gorgeous. The ink that is coming down her face, gorgeous. And then The Fae Queen's Captive by Sierra Simone, which is also another romantasy. So at least we have 2 of the same genre going up against each other. This one is, again, it's just really pretty. It's got the stag horn. It's the fog, the mist. Oh, I didn't think we were gonna have a difficult one this close, this soon. I don't know. This is the second one, and I'm already having problems here. I could go either way here. I could go either way. I think I'm gonna go with Sierra Simone. I think I'm gonna go Fae Queen's Captive, and that's only because I like the subtleness of it. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Now, the Fairy Loot edition of Bonded by Thorns, that one wins, hands down. Okay, I've just read too many pretty books this year. That's the problem. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith is objectively a stunning, haunting cover. The skull, the necklace in the background with all the roses. It's so pretty. But then we have Crossed that has the glitter, the bell, the glittery, the shimmer. Oh my gosh. When I was building my list here, I was like, oh yeah, I think Phantasma could take it all. But actually up against each other, I think that Crossed might be the better one of the 2. Maybe. Oh, I do. I love that. I love that bell, the subtleness. I don't know. Oh, but then the skull is so cool. Why did these have to be together in the first round? Why couldn't this have been the final? This is a 50-50 shot. This could go either way. No one is wrong here. I think just based on spacing, just that's what we're gonna have to look at. We're gonna have to look at graphic design here and the way that it fills the space, right? I think Phantasma will actually win only because Crossed has that big almost gap in the between Crossed and Emily McIntyre, whereas I feel like Phantasma is just more evenly spaced out. Okay, that's the only way, the only reason it's winning. Okay, now we have 2 horror. Oh goodness. Okay, again, The September House by Carissa Orlando. This is such a cool cover. It's like subtle. I like the subtle, right? Apparently. It kind of looks like a dollhouse. And then we have Dead Lake by Darcy Coates, which just is like, you can hear the stillness, the quiet in this book. Okay, in the cover. That fog, it's like this early morning. This whole video was a bad idea because I cannot make decisions, okay? We know this about myself. I don't know. I think Dead Lake is gonna win this one, but again, it could go either way. All right, another 2 romantasy books. We have Death by Fire by S.C. Muir and Court of Blood and Bindings by Lizette Marshall. Again, 2 stunning books. I think this one is a little bit easier for me. Like, I do love Court of Blood and Bindings. It is a gorgeous cover, and I love the font type of it, but the Death by Fire cover with the moon, and like you can see in her silhouette the night sky, and then in his it's the sun and the fire, and it's just very descriptive of what the book is. It's not like a stunning cover. The sequel also has a beautiful cover as well. Okay, here we go. We have The Stars Are Dying by Chloe C. Penaranda, and then we have Glow of the Everflame by Penn Cole. The Stars Are Dying, the book, the physical book of it, is beautiful. It's gorgeous. It has the sprayed edges. It has the beautiful naked hardcover. I think that the weakest part of this book is actually the cover because it's pretty. It's like, you know, it's got the like flowy script and things like that, and it's you know, it has that subtleness that I do enjoy, but there's like not enough, maybe it's not enough contrast, I don't know, but especially looking at Glow of the Everflame, it doesn't compete. It does not compete. Glow of the Everflame is absolutely stunning. I love Spark as well, but Glow is even more gorgeous with the haunting castle behind it, or whatever, the building, and it's this darkness and light, and it's just chef's kiss. Okay. Ooh, this is the first genre mix up here. Okay, so we have Whispers in the Mist, which is the 3rd book in the Black Winter series by Darcy Coates, and then we have Slaying the Shadow Prince by Helen Schurer, which is a romantasy. It's one of the very first romantasies that I read this year. Not the very first, but the one that really started the avalanche. This is hard for me for a couple of different reasons. Okay, so I specifically put this cover of Slaying the Shadow Prince on here because I bought the paperbacks of this because I like the subtle, the discreet cover. These swords, the scroll, it looks very old-fashioned. It's just really pretty. I do love it. It's very celestial. It's very much my vibe. But the locket with the blood is such a call out to the actual book, and it looks like a movie poster. It looks like there's something, it's like a teaser almost, because you're like, what is going on? There is this you know, there's this bunch of blood in the snow with this locket that means something. So I think Darcy wins this one. But I do love Helen's book. It is gorgeous. All right, now we have Stoneheart by Katie Robert. This is a prequel novella to the Dark Olympus series. It's about Medusa and Calypso. It is stunning with the snakes, the Medusa head, the Mardi Gras mask. It's gorgeous. And then we have Murder at Spindle Manor, which is a fantasy mystery, which I love. I love the colors of this. It is this royal blue, this dark, mysterious color with the old-fashioned regal gold and the spiders. Okay, the spiders just get me. It's subtle, it's stunning, okay? Especially for a self-published novel. Gorgeous. I say that self-published novels don't have good covers, which some of them have absolutely stunning covers, but some of them have really bad covers. But this one is stunning. Moving on to the next round. All right. Oh my goodness, we have our 2 stags, right? So we have the antlers in Fae Queen's Captive, and then we have the actual stag in Godkiller. It kind of looks like the 2 belong together. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. Godkiller has to win this one. There's no doubt. There's no doubt in this one. All right, Phantasma and Dead Lake. I don't know. I think Phantasma wins this one again. Romantasy, I feel like has this leg up with covers just because they're so rich. They are so, what's the word? They're detailed. They are almost regal feeling. And obviously it's just it's part of the genre, right? I wouldn't expect a cover like that if it was a horror. But when you think about the 2 books being kind of haunting, Phantasma just like grabs your attention a little bit more. Why is there a skull? These two covers together, oh my god, they're gorgeous together, honestly. I could go either way with this one. I honestly could. They're both stunning covers. They're so gorgeous. I'm gonna surprise myself because I think Glow of the Everflame is one of the most gorgeous covers ever, but I actually think when you're looking at these side by side, Death by Fire is so pretty. It's, I mean, the night sky and the silhouette, that's just like calling to me, and then you have, I'm seeing more and more every time I look at it. The mountains in the background and this bird on her shoulder, the gold foiling on the edges. I want a special edition of this book. Please, somebody. All right, now we have Whispers in the Mist and Murder at Spindle Manor. To like they're subtle, right? They're not doing a lot. They're understated. I think Murder at Spindle Manor is still gonna win. Listen, this little spider at the top, he's so cool, and I just think that it really adds to this this idea of this like almost classic mystery, but in a fantasy setting. It very much describes what the book is. So now we are going down to the next round here. I realized that we are actually only doing half. They're doing half all the way down to the end, and then half all the way down to the end until we get to the final. Because I was like, I'm missing books. This does not feel like enough. I'm just in like matchup mode, so it just pulls up the two. All right, Godkiller versus Phantasma. This is hard. This is very, very hard. All right, here's what I'm thinking. The moon is absolutely stunning. It's like the focal point, but then it's hidden by the stag, by the deer, whatever this guy is. And I love the way that the font kind of goes around the moon. My only complaint is I wish that font was darker because you'd be able to see it better. But I do think my eye is drawn to it a little bit more. Phantasma is almost like trying too hard when you put them up against these two. Maybe it's trying too hard. Does that sound right? It does. It sounds really weird. But we're gonna go with Godkiller. Okay, and then we have Death by Fire and then Murder at Spindle Manor. I do think that this is where Death by Fire is going to handily win. I think if it beat Glow of the Everflame, it's gonna beat this. Listen, we love the spider, but yeah, it's gonna win it. And I do think that it will even beat Godkiller. So it will be the winner on the left side, and then we'll go to the next side and go through the other 16. Moving on. Now we have The Clinic by Kate Quinn. Another one that like you can kind of feel how like haunting, how quiet it is. This is a isolated setting thriller. It's very mysterious. It's very like no one trusts anybody, and you can kind of feel that atmosphere. And then Shark Heart I put on here because it's such a weird book, and the cover almost portrays that, where it's like there's this beauty in this terrible thing that's happening. And I mean, here's the thing. This cover feels very lit fic, where the book is very lit fic, okay? I love just like the idea of flowers being the shark. And it's just, I don't know, like a metaphor almost. But I think that I'm going to go with The Clinic, and the reason why is because I love the way that the lettering of the title is hidden in the fog. So it's not like this bold front layer. The fog is actually like hiding part of it. Okay, then we have two horrors. Ooh, exciting. Space Horror, Ghost Station by S.A. Barnes. This one feels dark. You can kind of, again, you can hear that silence. It just sounds very scary. But Delicious Monsters is an absolutely haunting cover. The reflection of the water, the like trees growing out of her fingers, stunning. Like every time you look at it, there's something else that comes up and there's something else that you see. That is an absolutely fabulous cover. Fantasy romance, a very like floral. They're actually very similar covers when you think about it. So A Rose Among Thorns, this is actually my semi-finalist for Spiffbo, so I had to like put it in here. And also the cover is really pretty. If you want to see my vlog where I read it, I'll link it up above. And then we have A Dawn of Onyx. Again, Romantasy just has this like air about it, right? It has this aura where it's like you look at a book and you're like, I know that this is a Romantasy. And I think this book is just so regal. The cover is beautiful. The purples, the pink flowers, the stones, the metal work, and it is going to win this one. Okay, then we have Salt Kiss by Sierra Simone. This is a contemporary romance. And then House of Bane and Blood. Okay. Only think about the covers, Brie. Only think about the covers. Now, I don't think that Salt Kiss really like tells you what this book is about. It is a discreet cover, obviously, but I don't see the connection really between these very feminine flowers and the book. It doesn't feel quite connected, right? Whereas House of Bane and Blood, first off, is just so badass, right? The snake, it's giving Reputation vibes. We have the glow and the shimmer on the edges. We have the swords. It's gonna win. It's gonna win, okay? It may not win everything, but like for this round, it wins. All right. Ooh, these are two very, very pretty, very like flowy books. Does that make sense? The covers. So When the Moon Hatched with this gorgeous dragon in the corner. It's very like musical, very lyrical. It's like wispy and flowy. I don't know how else to say it. And then Wild and Wicked Things feels very like 1920s Great Gatsby. It's very descriptive of what the book is. They both really, really are. This is a hard first round. I think I have to go with When the Moon Hatched. I do love, first off, the little dragon in the corner, he's so cute with his nose. It feels so magical. I don't know how to explain it, but it feels exactly like the book reads, honestly. Okay, these are very different. Mr. Magic by Kiersten White is a horror, and it's haunting in its simplicity because it's this like melting TV, which is, you know, it's about the meltdown of a TV show and the children that were on the TV show and this like, you know, trying to uncover this trauma that had happened when they were kids. I do love it. And also the bright pink is just weird. Like there's something off-putting, some kind of unsettling about it. And Truly Madly Deeply is probably one of my favorite contemporary romance covers of the year. It's this really pretty, like soft rom-com-y feel to it. Like her standing on the books is so cute because she's so short. It's this like bookstore or library or something, the hanging plants. It's just really pretty. But I do think that Mr. Magic is going to win just because it's so unsettling. And I know it's like two very different covers, but like that one gives me the visceral reaction. Okay, then we have House of Shadows and The Mimicking of Known Successes, two very different books, historical horror, and then sci-fi mystery. So the historical horror of House of Shadows, this is definitely giving me like Rebecca vibes, which the book does. The crow, like you can almost hear it cawing in the background. But The Mimicking of Known Successes is so, it reminds me of those like subtle minimalist movie posters where, or like almost like Broadway posters where like they wouldn't have specific things about a character or an actor or something like that. It's just like a silhouette because the actors would get swapped out. And so this like horizon of this space factory camp thing, and then the two people like that are walking towards it, the massive planet in the background that kind of draws your eye to the title. While I do love the cover of most Darcy books, honestly, like they are stunning, and this one is probably one of her better ones, I do think that The Mimicking of Known Successes is going to win this round. I don't know why, but it put Whispers in the Mist in twice, and I wonder if something didn't save properly. I'm not sure. Well, the Everking would win this anyways, like between the two, even if it wasn't a duplicate, but Whispers in the Mist already had its chance, okay? But let's talk about the Everking because like when you see this cover, you know it's fantasy, or you know it's pirates, you know it's romantasy. All right, next round we have The Clinic versus Delicious Monsters. They're gorgeous for two different reasons. They have two different vibes, right? But I do think that Delicious Monsters is going to win this round just because of like how different, like how many different things there are in there. Okay, now we have A Dawn of Onyx versus House of Bane and Blood. Okay, don't call me biased, but I do think that House of Bane and Blood still wins this one. I do think it does. Don't call me biased, okay? Please don't. Then we have a When the Moon Hatched and Mr. Magic. Very different covers. One is like simple, to the point, and one has just so much going on and it's beautiful and gorgeous, and When the Moon Hatched is definitely going to win this round. Okay, and then The Mimicking of Known Successes versus the Everking. I do think that the Everking wins this one. Again, it's beautiful. The water that like the sword is behind the water. It's gorgeous. Okay, here we go. On to the next round. I think this is probably where House of Bane and Blood is not going to win. I just love that cover of Delicious Monsters. It's haunting. Oh, this is a tough one. The Everking versus When the Moon Hatched. I think When the Moon Hatched is going to win. I'm drawn to the dragon's eyes. He's so cute. He's so cute. And the glow on the water at the bottom. it's gonna win. And I do think that it's going to win this one too, even though, like I said, Delicious Monsters is stunning. This is like a fabulous final two for this side. But When the Moon Hatched is going to win this. And now here's our final. Here we are. Okay, Death by Fire, When the Moon Hatched. We have two romanticises, which does not surprise anyone, honestly. Ooh, this is so hard. I regret all of my life choices. I regret everything. Next year, remind me to read only ugly books. Then I won't have this problem. Don't do that. I like pretty books. This can honestly go either way. I think that everyone is right. Let me know down in the comments below before I choose what would be your favorite between these two. And if I was wrong and it's one of the other 32, or 31 apparently because I messed up. I think Death by Fire is going to win it. I'm drawn to it. I love that night sky and the mountains in the back. It's going to win. And there we are. The winning book is Death by Fire by S.C. Muir. Now, we'll see. Will it end up on my best books of the year? Fun fact, that was actually a 5-star book. And if you want to see the vlog where I read it, I will have it linked right here. If you are not feeling chatty, but you still want to say that you are here, do the fire emoji. And if you're new here and you have not yet subscribed, there's a little button that you can do so down below the video. If you'd like to hang out with me more, the links to my Instagram, Goodreads, Twitter, and my Patreon are linked in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!